And we're back with another video. So, just noticing and looking at certain things, and I don't know, man, there's certain things that I don't think are ever going to get resolved in America. Basically, I mean, all I know is that I've watched a lot of politicians and governors and everything getting away with all kind of stuff, and nothing happens and nothing is going to happen. Now, you figure Tim Walz and stuff, after all he's done, right? We know for a fact he's involved in that robbery of billions of dollars, right? There's no way Somalians are just going to drop into one of our states and start robbing everybody for billions without the government knowing it. You know what I mean? I mean, if you owe $5 to the Fed, they come knock your house down and take everything from you for $5. And you're going to tell me these dudes didn't realize that billions of dollars were being stolen? Come on. So, of course, the racket was happening from the top tier all the way down, right? So now I can't even blame the Somalis much. The Somalis, they might have been told, hey, man, you know what? We're going to do this stunt right here. We're going to rob all this shit, and we're going to use you guys, and you guys are going to be the puppets to make it happen. And they went for it because they came here broke and they got nothing, right? So then my thing is, nothing has happened to him. Nothing will happen from what I see. Now, if any of us as people would try some shit like that, right, we would be under the jail right now. We would have been arrested. We would have already been convicted. But for some reason, like I said, everybody sees, all Americans can see that there's definitely a two-tier justice in America. If you're a politician and a scumbag pedophile, you got no problems. You will not be prosecuted. If you're a law-abiding citizen that pays your taxes, now you, my friend, will go to jail for anything you do. Any little thing. Even a traffic violation, they'll drag your ass to prison for some dumb shit like that. So then my thing is, look at Gavin, right? Gavin Newsom out there. Another one, again, that's robbed the system for mega money, told the people that we're going to build a train, got a bunch of money from the government, didn't build it. Where did the money go? Who the hell knows, right? So my thing is this. We as Americans are faced with this reality. We have a corrupt system throughout the whole country, not just in Washington, but all through the country, right? A little bit at a time. They all sold out to the globalists and all that shit, corporations and everything else, and got their little beach houses, their vacations, their monies, and things like that. We got the shaft for that. We never went nowhere, got nowhere. But still to date, there's people out here talking about racism. Ain't this a bitch? Right? So now you got all this going on, right? Nobody cares. Nobody seems to care because nobody does nothing about it but keep fighting amongst each other. So the more I see us fighting with each other, the less hope I got for the government to ever be prosecuted for anything, because we're not united enough to push that issue, because we're talking about trans, we're talking about dumb shit that has nothing to do with reality and what's really happening and why we're in the situation we're in, why people are suffering, why people don't have money, why people are becoming more and more poor, why the poor are getting less, why all of the stuff that we bitch about is because of these corrupt people that brought the country to this point. But there's no way you want to talk about that because that doesn't make any sense to you somehow. The only thing that makes sense to you is that it's racism because the TV told you so. You know what I mean? So now, what will we do? What are we going to do about this? You know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's ever going to be fixed, right? You figure a few more years, Trump is out of office, everything goes back to normal, right? All these people will easily go back to their criminal enterprise. They'll start their bullshit. Before you know it, they're stealing everything else. That ain't shit. That ain't even nothing. This is just the beginning of what America is embracing for, because something big is coming. And what is that big thing? The enslavement of the United States of America as they're enslaving the rest of the world right now, as we're speaking here in this video right now, or as I'm speaking in this video, right? So you figure these guys have pushed this thing beyond, right? They're almost got control of every other country around the world, right? They're dragging all them people, right? They took away their freedom of speech. The globalists did this, and the entities, the major entities, the elitists, the globalists, the corporation, they did this, and they're still doing it. They're putting people in prison for expressing their opinions. But meantime, people in America talking about, oh, that ain't gonna happen. Oh, it's happening, and it's already happening. Don't tell me it ain't happening. It is. What do you think, that they're gonna stop doing what they're doing without any resistance? Would you? Well, they're not gonna stop because nothing happens and nobody gets together. I'm telling you, there's no way America's going to stand unless we unite. If we do not unite, that could never happen. If anything, we're going downhill, and we're going downhill real fast. Half the reason is because idiots in our country, Americans, right, are so dumb that they are pumped up to believe whatever horse shit they see on TV, on the news, and all that bullshit, and they made it about racism and everything else and all this other shit, but not about what's really happening. So now that we know that they're not going to be convicted and that's never going to happen, right? My question is, what are we going to do? So basically, are Americans telling me and the rest of us that see this like this, are you telling me that you guys are willing to give up your country and everything to these fools? To a bag of old dudes that ain't worth their shit? Bunch of globalist pedophiles? We're going to give our country away just like that? So we built this country generation after generation of families that, worked hard as hell and did that, taxes, this, that, built this country, and now we're just going to hand it over? We're just going to hand it over to the globalists just simply because? Without no kind of, even a debate, nothing. It's just simply give it to them. That's where we're at. We're nowhere else. Damn. I'm talking about, wow, man, this shit is really, really gotten out of control. And I'm just looking at it as, look, the reality of it is what I'm telling you. It's just slipping out of our hands a little more every day, and no one's doing anything about it. And the problem with this is that it can't just be a few to fix the problem. It has to be everyone. And the problem with Americans right now is that they got so comfortable that they believe that President Trump is the only one that it'll take to change this world. You're wrong. It's going to take a lot more than just him, especially our own country. Yeah, he can order an attack. He can order whatever on any other country, a strike, this and that. Yeah, he could do all that. The problem is, have you seen anybody go put in prison? I mean, we went to Venezuela, right, and grab homeboy from his bedroom. But we can't go where the globalists live and snatch them bitches out of their houses, the ones that are causing all this mayhem around the world. So why are we so scared of them is my question, and always has been. Why is the federal government so afraid to put people away that are involved in government, as if these people were supposedly, what are they? Are they above us? Are they more human than us? I doubt that very much. I really do. I really do, because you know what? Every time they get to a certain age, they die like everyone else. So this is how I know that they're not invincible. This is how I know that they're not more than us. But I still wonder, why is it that the federal government in the United States is so afraid to convict people? Is what I want to know. Yeah, they're running around now, Kash Patel and all that shit. Oh, we're getting this guy, we're getting that guy. I want the corruption in Washington. Those are the people I want. I want them before anybody else. I want them first. Because once we start there, now we can fix the rest of the country. But we can't fix it until we get rid of that. So, you guys are just shoveling shit against the tide for no reason, because when Trump is out, everything will go back. You seen what happened the first time? We already saw what's going to happen, and we know what's coming because we've seen it happen one time already. So why wouldn't it happen again? They're just going to undo everything he's did, go back to that. And you know what? And even when Biden and them was in there, we laid back, man. We laid back, and look where it's at. And we're going to lay back again. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't have much hope, I guess. I got no hope in it. If this continues going the way it's going right now, and everyone is waiting for everyone else to do something about it, no, man. We used to be people that, like the Tea Party, they told them 2% tax, and there was nothing but a war instantly. And they didn't get charged 2% tax. We, on the other hand, are up to like 30%. And every time they raise it more, we don't say a word. We keep our mouth shut. And we're the most armed people in the country, in the world. And even then, we got our mouth shut. We just talk online, baby. That's it. Podcast is out there with millions of viewers. But nothing that has to do, because they're scared to death to even talk about it. You know what I mean? So my thing is, if we as Americans do not snap out of this and we don't end this soon and we don't put the pressure on the government to prosecute these people, it's a wrap. I mean, look at it right now. Why would the people that are corrupt in Washington worry about it? They're looking at it and say, man, look, we just robbed all these people. And as armed as they are and everything, we took everything they got. We're taking, and on top of that, we're threatening to take their homes and everything else with the globalists that own us. And we're the puppets that do the dirty work for them, right? And they haven't done shit. So we know we're going to take this country real easy. There's a lot of talk at one point, a lot of shit about how Americans would do this and we do that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Now here we are at the homeland and it's slipping away a little at a time. We ain't even fighting about it. We're too busy caught up with Mr. I'm a cat and dog guy over there, or this dumb shit over here. It's about racism, or it's about SNAP. It's about this, that, and the other. But it's not about this. But it is this. This right here that I'm telling you, if we were to solve this, all the things that we as Americans are concerned about, all the poor issues, this, that, the people that are homeless, all that would level off and fix right away. You know why it can't be fixed? Because like Gavin Newsom, we gave him billions of dollars and he kept the money and never helped the homeless. That's why. Because he's corrupt. So look at, Tampon. He went over there, robbed us for billions. And inflation is going up because they kept printing money as they kept stealing it, and on and on and on. But, the fools in this country believe that, no, it's not that. It's racism. It's nothing else. It's what I'm saying. No, it's not. No, it's not even close. Why do you think the problem never gets resolved? Because we're always going about it the wrong way. So now that we're here as American people, we talk a lot and a lot of stuff gets talked about, but none of that shit that we're talking about ever helps out because it isn't what's important. Everything else is irrelevant. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm hoping that as Americans, I reach people and people start understanding what's really going on here. And we really need to wake up from this situation and make it known that we as a nation must unite and make the government understand and know that we want these people. We want these people convicted. We want to stop this tax thing. We're going to have to tell these people we're going to lower our taxes down. We're going to do everything. We can't do any of that unless we're united. We must unite in order to pull this off. Telling you, little stronghold pockets here and there in the country isn't going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. This is a big movement. You listen, and I don't even care about the left and none of them people and radicals, crazies. I ain't got time for that mental bullshit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I mean, they're just puppets out there that the Democrats throw out there. They don't care if they're killed. They don't care about them if they're put in prison or none of that shit. Them idiots just don't understand that. But, they're being used as pawns in a game. But we, the people, like the crew that voted Trump in, the conservatives, we outnumber these people easily. So, I would say that we as a people, I'm gonna throw this idea out there. We need to start some kind of a page that we all join and talk about it. You know what I mean? We're not talking about going to war with the government. We're just talking about shutting it down. We're talking about protesting the right way. All together as a unit. If we have to shut the whole country down and not go to work to prove our point that they need to do what we want until they do it, then that's what we'll do. We don't have to shoot nobody. We don't have to get violent. We don't have to do any of that. We just got to be smarter than them. Like they're smart and they got all this propaganda going on, the media and all this other shit, got people believing they're cats and dogs. See, they brainwashed, they play mental, but we're smart too. I see it. You see it. So why is it still happening? Because we're not united. That's the only reason we're sad. So we gotta start talking to each other. I'm telling you, the key to the solution in this country's problem is us. It will not solve itself. The government has become too corrupt to correct itself. I can promise you that. It's never going to happen. So we need to get this together. I'm telling you, we are going downhill. Everything is slipping all the time. They're constantly looking for something to throw out there to take your focus off the corruption. They're constantly looking to throw something else, this, that, all these things that they're throwing out there to keep you occupied with ignorance and stupidity instead of what's really happening. We as a people need to just stay focused on one thing. One thing at a time. First, let's take out all the corruption from Washington and then nationwide and convict. We can't convict these people through regular courthouses because the judges are bought too and they're corrupt too. I mean, judges now are just letting murderers in the street. I don't even know why they even call them judges. I don't even know what that means. At one point, a judge was somebody that held the law and made sure and that, that law and order was instilled in a case or prosecutions, or if you were innocent, you were innocent, but they actually did that. But now you got judges and stuff on a bench with a robe that know this person killed somebody and just, it's all right, let them go. So we know these people can't be convicted there. We have to definitely bring in military tribunals to deal with the people in Congress and the corruption in government. It's the only way we're going to put these people away. Or you can try it that other way with the state and the corrupt system and the judges and the fake shit, and all them people ain't judges, man. Those people work for the globalist elitists and corporations. They don't work for us. And until you don't figure that out, then it's over. But all I'm saying is, man, if at least if this is what's going to happen, and what Americans are actually telling me from what I'm seeing is that they just don't care anymore about our own country, and we're just going to sit back and let it die, that'll be a sad damn thing to see, man. After all the people that have died in wars protecting this country, all the people that have died in the Civil War, all the people that have died in all kind of things to keep this country together, right? And you're just going to piss on their grave by saying, it's all right, let's just give this country to whoever. 9/11, we said we would never forget. And there you go. You got a terrorist as a mayor in New York. And you voted him in the same state that they got attacked. Dude. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, it's time to wake up. It really is. It's time to wake up from this cloud and, and this bad nightmare and snap out of it. And let's just handle it. Let's just handle it, man, so that our children and our grandchildren can live free. Never mind everybody else. Everybody else is just nuts. They have no idea what's going on. It is up to us to have a brain and sense to solve and to deal with this. They're not going to do it, man. The kids are out there buck wild. They don't even know, man. These kids are still wet behind the ears. They have no idea what the fuck life even is yet. It's just like you getting a driver's license. Just because you got it doesn't mean you know how to drive. It's going to take time. It's going to take experience. It's going to take driving, for a while in the snow, in the rain, and all that before you become an experienced driver. Just because you got a license doesn't mean shit. The same thing with these kids. These kids are out here giving all kind of opinions of what they think. They don't even know what life is yet. And it don't matter what their philosophies and stories are. The truth of the matter is that everyone here, anyone that has a brain knows that as you get older and as you're learning more and more about life, that's how your life experience kicks in. You don't read it in a book. It doesn't work that way. That's a reality. So, a lot of people around here, their parents that are weak-minded, letting their kids believe the dumb shit instead of correcting them and all that. And these kids are listening. Look at these teachers that have all these little children outside of the school. Instead of learning math and the things that they got to learn, they got them outside talking about stop the hatred. Now, tell me that ain't indoctrination at its full. Is that what you send your kids to school for? To learn how to be a rioter? To let them be indoctrinated by a bunch of assholes that, have no sense and don't know the difference between education and personal shit? What do I care what a teacher thinks or their opinions about politics and all that? It shouldn't have no place in a classroom. A classroom isn't for that. Meanwhile, the rest of the world's kids are being educated just fine, but not yours. And here you are, still cheering that shit on. So it goes from the dumbasses that are there now to then the kids that'll come up that already be trained and programmed to believe that they're nothing and all they're going to be is slaves, and they're going to flow with it. Meanwhile, we got people out here talking about we got to get rid of the white man. Then you got others over here talking about we got to get rid of this one and we got to get rid of that one. Dude, come on, man. Come on. Look what happened in Africa. In Africa, when they started killing those people that owned the farmlands because they were white, and after they killed all those people and took their land, they don't know how to farm. See, this is the ignorant mentality that we're dealing with, and this is why we can't just listen to any of this shit. This is why we just go right by them and ignore. That's why I ignore all that shit, because it's stupid. So now they got all the farmland, and the farmers that are gone, and the ones that they didn't kill left, and now the farm is there, and they don't know how to grow the food. So they cut their own nose to spite their face. And this is what we did. Oh, we're going to do this and we want to do that, you know? So anyway, that was my rant for today. Something to really think about. I mean, I know there's a lot of videos and a lot of bullshit out there and everything, but man, really think about what I'm telling you. It's the only way. And you know what the thing is? The solution is actually simple. And it's not violent, and we can actually get it done. It'll just happen from one day to the next right away. As soon as we shut the country down and no money's coming and nobody's working, the country's going to change right away. It's going to have to change. There's no other way. First, we do it politically. We do it just like, everyone else. Diplomatic, whatever way you want to call it. But then after that, we also got solutions that if that don't work, we can go to the next level too. But at that point, whatever, but think about it. All right? Think about it. God bless you guys. God bless America. To the next video. Share my video. I want people to know. I want people to hear what I have to say. Get it out there. The algorithms are very hard to get into when you're right. It is almost impossible. But get me out there. If you can, help me out. Thank you. See you on the next one.